This is Eurovision 365. I am Podrick, and you are very welcome to join me here, especially because I'm continuing on my little journey looking at the top 10 or so favourites to win the Eurovision Song Contest 2024 and answering the question, can they? If you are a new or returning viewer, it's great to have you here, so thanks so much for stopping by. So, I've already looked at Sweden, and up next it is Switzerland. Hey! Switzerland are, as any Eurovision fan will tell you, the first country to ever win the Eurovision Song Contest back in 1956. That victory, however, was not a template of things to come. It would be another 32 years, 32, yeah, until they would lift the trophy once again in 1988 with Celine Dion in Dublin. And that's it. Just two victories across decades of participation. Since the introduction of the semi finals, it's fair to say Switzerland have found the competition somewhat challenging. Indeed, in that first semi final, Switzerland came last with the dreaded nil point. 2005 was a welcome breather in the form of Estonian band Vanilla Ninja, very loved by the way, and not qualifying from 2007 to 2010. Then in Dusseldorf in 2011, they came a disappointing 25th, joint last place. And actually, if you go across to the Eurovision 365 debate Facebook page, you'll see that the first ever post that I ever made on that Facebook group was indeed the Swiss song of 2011. Yeah, I really did enjoy that song. Anyway, I digress. Excluding 2014, Switzerland were never seen again in the final until Tel Aviv 2019, when Luca Hänni sent the nation rocketing up the scoreboard and landed a very respectable fourth place. This, it seems, was the beginning of a change of fortunes for Switzerland at the Eurovision. Jean's Tears went one better in 2021, landing Switzerland a podium place finish in third. This marked the first time Switzerland has had such a result since Annie Cotton in 1993. Subsequent performers have struggled, although Marius and Remo have both been able to make their way to the final in their respective years. Last year, Remo took to the stage with Watergun, a powerful ballad performed expertly by a talented and engaging performer who I had the delight to meet at Eurovision in concert last year. World-class staging from Eurovision Supremo Sacha Jean-Baptiste ensured that the visual performance was memorable come voting time. This appeared to work as Remo secured 7th place in what was long being branded a bloodbath semi-final. Indeed, Remo had to contend with the musical might of Noah Carell, Karia, Alessandra, and of course, eventual victor Lorraine. Remo, I think, can be justifiably proud of snagging one of those qualification spots in an extremely challenging year. Switzerland have a plethora of linguistic choice when it comes to deciding what language to sing in. Indeed, Switzerland have sent songs in English, French, German, Romansh, and Italian. I think at this point it is noteworthy to mention Peter, Sue, and Mark, who represented the nation in 1971, 1976, 1979, and 1981 in 4 different languages. Indeed, it was French, English, German, and Italian in that order. Both victories for Switzerland came from French entries. Barring Jean's Tears in 2021, Switzerland have favoured the English language. Perhaps like Austria, they feel it is best to maximise accessibility on a global scale. After Remo's disappointing 20th place finish in the Liverpool finale in 2023, Switzerland announced that the days of the sad boy ballad were firmly over. Step forward, Nemo Mettler, a 24-year-old singer-writer from Bale. Nemo, it is fair to say, represents a step change for Switzerland. The song The Code, by covering what is arguably a topic of angst and melancholy, appears hopeful and positive when the lyrics are unpacked. The joy of a song like The Code is there is a code to be unpacked by us, the listener. This is not a song that reveals all of its secrets on first listen. Indeed, it is only on repeat listens does it begin to be better understood. The music video director is the very same person who directed last year's promotional video by Taya and Selena from Austria, and it really shows. Nemo and Taya have formed a lasting friendship following a songwriting camp, and indeed, Nemo can be seen with Taya as they react to her latest solo single. The code itself, as the video, is littered with Easter eggs and subtext for fans to enjoy, not least the map to Malmo on the wall of the train carriage and the ticket that says Zurich to Malmo. The code is a powerful showcase of what it means to not fit particularly within one conventional gender role or binary, and how it can take some time to figure out your place within the world. Within the tableau of the code, Nemo is exploring a number of identities and gender roles. My perception of the song is the monotony of the train journey grinding to a halt and the fear of discovery about who you might be. Fear gradually gives way to exhilaration, my heart beats like a drum, to an eventual graduation to paradise when at long last between the binary O's and ones paradise, or kingdom come, can be found. This is a powerful allegory and it is beautifully told with expert cinematography and performances. Nemo is a gifted storyteller and actor and visually engaging as a performer. All three are essential to pulling off this type of performance. Nemo is also trying out a number of musical styles like pop, rock, and opera, and I would argue has successfully blended them together. It appears that it is not just apparent conventional gender boundaries that they are breaking, but musical ones as well. This comes through in the frenetic and continually changing pace and style of the song. Do I think the jury will like it? I think the jury will enjoy this type of performance, and high concept artistry tends to go over well with music industry professionals, and I would imagine Switzerland are going to be rewarded come voting time. What about the televote then? Well, I think the televote is a little more uncertain. There are more obviously quirky performances like Croatia's Baby Lasagna that could be more easily absorbed by a global televote. And from my own perspective, I love everything about the code. I really do.
Do like
And
it?
listen to it all the
Don't
time.
even want to say
However,
love,
on my
but I
first
do
listen,
like it.
wasn't sure what I felt. Go check out the reaction video. You'll see what I mean. So, what is going for it then? My opinion on what is going for it is there is arguably nothing like the code at this year's competition. It is unique, daring, and interesting. This is most certainly Switzerland's return to form, and the fan community are going crazy for it, and justifiably so. Bookies odds currently have this in the top 10. Switzerland have been drawn fourth in their semi final. From this position in 2023, Latvia failed to qualify, whilst Estonia did in their respective semi finals. Both Azerbaijan and Switzerland qualified from that position in 2022. In 2021, Sweden and Greece also qualified from performing fourth. Pretty decent chance for Nemo then to qualify from this year if we're talking stats, which I don't normally talk about. Not too much anyway. Nemo represents, in my eyes, yet another step in the right direction for Switzerland. The nation are not afraid to take risks. They are listening to the audience and are working hard to serve up entries that are distinctive yet accessible. If Nemo can meet the vocal and stylistic challenges of the song in a live environment, then a top 5 finish is all but assured. Having recently heard a short clip on Nemo's social media pages where they are singing the song live for an upcoming program on Swiss TV, Nemo sounded amazing. It'd be interesting to see how the code is translated to the Eurovision stage right behind me here. I can imagine that Nemo's production team, who interestingly were responsible for Mon Ceremonial staging in 2015, will be making the most of all that the Malmo 360 stage has to offer. And I can't wait to see what they come up with. What's going against it then? As I've already mentioned, when it comes to televote, the code does take a couple of lessons to fully get, which could mean that the casual Saturday night viewer will not rewarded after just one listen, which I think would be a shame. There are also a number of LGBT performers performing high concept pop at this year's competition. Acts like Musti, Ollie Alexander, and Bambi Thug are all bringing pop, or Ouija pop in Bambi's case,
I
from
think
a
that's
queer
also another
perspective,
reason that we
which
should
could
send
eat into
send
Nemo's
send the
future.
queer, send the
As
witch,
stated
send
earlier,
anyway.
Nemo's song is blending
Hashtag
styles.
send the
Jurors
witch.
may decide to reward an act that is bringing a singular style and doing it in their eyes in a more seamless way. So, now comes the point, my verdict. Do we think Switzerland can win? I'm going to say maybe. It's close to yes. I have to say it is close to yes. But with all that I've just said and taken into account, I would say maybe. I wouldn't be surprised if Switzerland do win. And yeah, of course, I wish Switzerland and Nemo the very best of luck. But it's a maybe for me at this moment. That's what I think. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts about this and other songs in the top of the betting odds, and your comment is likely to be included in a future video. Thanks so much for joining me this time. I'll be continuing on my journey, looking around the rest of the top 10 or so favourites to win Eurovision 2024 and answering the question, Johnny. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But until then, take care and bye bye.